Welcome back to Furtitude Flow, the podcast. Today we are diving into a personal and emotional journey, a story about identity, belonging, and the long road to understanding oneself. My guest has lived through something many can't imagine, growing up without knowing she was adopted and only finding out at 20 years old. Thank you so much for being here and for being willing to share your story, Ingrid.
Thank you yourself. It's very nice to be here.
It's going to be a very interesting episode, this one. I know today a lot of people are asking about their identities, and people are sitting there as question marks, including myself, actually. So I think it's going to be a good episode.
Yeah.
So we can go straight into it, and yeah, you did not find out that you were adopted until you were 20 years old. What was that moment like for you, and how did it change your life?
Well, I was with my grandmother when she told me that I was adopted, but she told me as it is she was angry with me because she said I have to be nice with my mother, my adopted mother, because she always complained to her mother because I was so troubled for her. She didn't like me, my adopted mother. And I knew it when I grew up. I felt like I didn't belong in that family. But I couldn't say anything because I didn't know that I don't have their DNA. So when my grandmother said what she said, that I have to be nice to my mother because I was adopted, it was, I don't know, it just was like someone punched me in the face. Um, I was just home with her, visit her because I had lunch at my work, so I gone up to her and sat down with her and eat. And when I left, she said it in the door, so I never forget it. And I think I was just I don't know. I'm walking down to my workplace again, and I think it was just fog. I don't know. I don't remember when I walked down there again, and my cousin worked there too. So I asked him, "Did you know that I was adopted? I am adopted." "Yes, I know," he said, "because I always know, but I was told not to tell you." So and it turned out that everybody knew that I was adopted.
Except you.
Yeah. So I was working at a family place, and everybody knows there, and my cousin, my family, my friends, everyone, not but just not me. So it became very lonely, a lonely feeling, and I was at the same time thinking that I have to know who I am, who did birth to me, and how could this happen? And I said it to my father because he was working there too. And I sat down in lunchtime some days after my grandmother told me. And she said, I said to him, my grandmother told me that I was adopted. Why haven't you told me? And he said that we couldn't do that because we was afraid to lose you. And I didn't know what to say. I think it was just a ridiculous answer. Because I think when you're adopting a human being, a person, you have to take responsibility. You can't just hide who that person is, because when it comes down to adoption, I think it's the same as stealing someone's identity and stealing someone's DNA and who you are, and taking you away from family, especially your mother, and life itself. And yeah, so for me it was a big shock. And I after that I was when I see back now, I was living with it became a very big black hole in my chest. And I think I have that maybe 3-4 years. And today I know it was grief. And I didn't know what to do with it, but I did get to know my mother. I found her through public paper. I wrote a letter, and they helped me to find her. And she was living in Oslo. So I think that was very, very good for me and for her.
That's wonderful, and we're going to talk more about that. But what's the pre-story to your adoption? Back in those days, what happened?
In Norway, Norwegian adoption, you think?
Yes.
Yeah. In Norway, it started long ago, around 1900 and so on. It was very common to place, if you had too much children, you can place it at the aunt or at your mother and some other family members. But when we got further on to after the war, Second War, it was more like it became a very shameful thing not to get your own children. And there was some people then to think that we can adopt and we can make it it became very shameful, as I said, and to be pregnant without being married, it was unbearable for the mothers. So they were strict. They was talked into to let them know or believe that they couldn't take care of their own children. And the law in Norway at the time said that there were not many laws that could cover up for the mothers, not by the economic reason or the support or in any ways. She couldn't do it. The community wouldn't allow it. The people who worked with adoption said that you can't take care of this child. You have to place it where there is just a couple, a man and a woman. And if they had money, house, work, or a good health, it was enough to know that they could take care of this child. The mother couldn't, but they could. And there was many people who lived by or earned money because they took money for. First, they took the baby away from the mother, and then they sold it to parents who wanted children, who wouldn't live in shame or would be a whole family, so they can be a proud family to show that we have children, we are successful. And there were many, there were accountants, there were lawyers, there were private people in all sorts of work that sold children. They announced them in papers, or in magazines, in between bicycles or something random things they sold in the paper or and there in between there were we have a child, we have a baby, who wants to buy a baby. So there were a market for that because many they wanted children and someone earned on it.
It will always
And
be a
then
market.
there was a market. And then in 1953 or 54 there were a new law that said that no one can adopt a child without in private. They can't do it anywhere, so we have to leave it to the state. But many people who wanted to earn money on adoption didn't stop. They continued to do it, but on the black market. And to me, my case, my adoption is one of those. The lady who was called, or her name was Martha Johnson, she kept doing this with 3 other ladies, and I know many ladies who were not married, was pregnant, and I wanted to tell this lady, you can't do this, you can't take care of this baby. And my mother was one of those. She have to travel from north in Norway and down to Bergen. And Martha Johnsen found out that she was pregnant. I don't know how they got into contact, but she knew. And she came down to my mother's apartment several times when she was pregnant. My mother worked in a factory, and she was all alone in Bergen. No one should know that she was pregnant. And she told her time and time again, you have to place this child out for adoption.
When
My
was
mother
this?
This was in 1967.
Yeah. It's not that long time ago, even.
No. And my mother was very afraid. And now, in the time after, when I talked to my mother's husband, he told me something that my mother didn't tell me, that just before she should have birth to me, Martha Johnsen managed to get the policeman in the community where my mother lived to come down into my mother's apartment in the evening and sat at her bed 2 nights to convince her to adopt me, because she couldn't do it. So my mother gave up. She couldn't take it anymore.
Understandable.
So yeah. And then she went to the hospital and gave birth to me. And in every woman who was not married, it was very shameful. And there was us on the bed on those mothers and us babies. The name was Spuria, and that means unreal. Uekte. Unreal. We were unreal because we didn't have a father, and my mother wasn't married. So, and the mothers who was not married, they didn't get any help on the birth. They didn't get any help to get it easier on the when they gave birth. They just had to take it, all the pain, because they got married, and then they have to do the work to get us out and get rid of us then. So it was a blanket before her eyes, and she didn't get to see me. She didn't know who I am. It was a girl or a boy. They just take me, and I know that I was placed at baby's hospital, baby's children's home, and I was there for 8 or 9 weeks. They called it observation. They don't call it anything else. I found a paper, and I was I don't know how much money it is in English, or dollars or pounds or euro, but in Norwegian kronas, I was cost the price to have me at observation, so they called it, was 2,800 kronas.
Like,
and they never told me that.
$280 approximately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was there, and I know we were just laying in our beds. They took us up if they meant we have to be fed, or we have to change nappies, or I don't know, when we needed something in that time that they had set. Because if we cried, or if we wanted to be taken, or we wanted to be held, no one heard us, no one take us up. We just lay there and cried. And I know that because today, I'm 57, and I can't hear a child scream, because I always think, oh my God, can't you take up that baby? Just hold her. And I know several other adoptives have said the same. We hate baby cries. That's one example of what we gone through. And I said my story begins before I was born, because my mother was very scared, and what she gone through is also gone through me, because I lay in her womb. And I think it's heartbreaking. I think it's unhuman to let people get through this. And my mother tried to abort me 2 times because she was afraid. And she went to a lady, not a lady, it was I don't know. I think the lady wanted to help mothers or ladies who wanted to get rid of the baby because of the shame. And this lady would help my mother by using knitting pins, or what you call it. And my mother told me that she tried 2 times, but she bled too much. So
Horrible.
So you can imagine she had to flee. So then she left and come to Bergen then, as I lived in Bergen since. So that's what she gone through. Before that, she tried to take me away. I know that do something with the baby inside, and I know that I've taken all these things with me, and I tried to take care of myself long before I was born, as I said, and it continues. It's loss, it's grief, it's and then after all this experience as a toddler, as a newborn, as before I was born, to then be taken and just put in a random family. And then they said that I was their daughter for 20 years, and no one wanted to say to me. And Martha Jonsson told my mother and my father that it wasn't necessary to tell me that I wasn't theirs. It didn't matter. So
They did
I know also
what they first said then. They just, your parents or your adopted parents, they did what she said, and
yeah
must have been a huge shock for you to learn the truth. But
yeah
you also maybe felt that something was wrong during all those
yeah
years.
yeah I felt especially when I got I think it was 11 or 12. I think I started to feel very on the outside of the family. I started to call myself the black sheep of the family, and no one reacted, no one told me, no one heard me, and I didn't know what to expect. I also know that I don't know how to say it, but I think I never been able to I haven't learned to know how I feel. I haven't learned how to take care of myself. I just take care of myself out of stress and that I'm being afraid. So it's I live my life on I don't know I can't explain the word now, but I've been on guard all my life, and I just keep kept on going and just existed in the family, and I didn't have any questions, and they didn't talk to me about anything. We shouldn't talk about anything. If I was sad, they didn't necessarily told me that I could come and sit with them. They didn't give me any hugs. They didn't say that they love me. So
So
and also, I wanted to just tell that it's very important to me to say, in all this, that I take care of myself in my family. I also get bullied at school. From I was started at school at 7 until I left out of the ground. What do you say? We have 9 years children's school and youth school, and the same class, and they bullied me all the time. I couldn't never go home and tell my mother because I was afraid she gone to the school once and told that boy who bullied me to stop, and then it gets worse
it
because that
usually
she
does,
done.
unfortunately. And
Yeah,
I was thinking that, I mean, because after you find out and you weren't allowed to talk about your adoption because it was kept a secret,
yeah,
obviously, how did that silence affect you emotionally and mentally? It's a little bit what we are talking about now. So
yeah. And now that it affect me all my life. I can see back now, and when I started to find out what my life has been like, and what I've been through, and I started to ask myself who I am, and that was when I was 51, I think, and that was a big sorrow, a big sorrow. It was devastating to find out that all I've been through and all I've been, what do you say, utsatt for.
yeah, you had to endure a lot.
Yeah, and now I see how it affected me, and it was not good. And this was, what can I say? I started to find out myself how it was been, and I started to read because I've never been taken seriously and been understood in the with psycho with psycho when I've been in. I gone to psychology. I tried sit in groups. I tried different kind of help,
A lot of different
but
therapies.
yeah, different therapies. I forgot the name, the word. And then when I said I was adopted, because that was the only word I knew, I didn't know what it meant. Then they just said, okay, but I get talk. I could talk about everything else, but I couldn't talk about that because they didn't know.
No, they don't have much knowledge about adoption traumas in Norway. Not at all. It's a scandal, actually.
Yeah, it is,
It's really
and
bad.
yeah, and but our parents didn't. Our adopted parents didn't get any help, um, and the society don't know anything. As you say, there are no after the Martha Johnson or the other persons who adopted us. They didn't come home and looked at us and see how we went, how we were to be in that family. No one saw to us, and that today I see what it done to me, and I see also that my father was drinking a lot all my childhood and up to when I left home at 19. My mother was very strict. She had her own rules. No one told her what to do because no one had the guts to do it. So the family all shut up and didn't talk about it.
Yeah,
So
that
we were
makes
alone, and then no one stood up for us, me and my brother.
makes matters worse, especially when you are in such vulnerable state from the beginning. You said at 51 you ask yourself, "Who am I?" What brought you to that question, and what answer have you discovered since then? Was that through therapy, or was it through all the processes you have been working on yourself with?
Yeah, it's through the processes I'm working through myself. Yeah, I started to read. I started to got into books of healing, developmental trauma, dissociation, relations, attachment, all those things that I thought I could try to find something like adoption versus trauma or anything else. I didn't find the word adoption, but I understand now that um, all the things like attachment, trauma, all the things that I went through, because I know that it's just not adopted people who goes through these things necessarily, but I took, because I am adopted, I have to take the first thought was what is connected to adoption, and then I found out more and more and more, and it was a very big sorrow for me to know that all this I've been experienced is because I wasn't seen, or I was hide, or I wasn't couldn't talk about it. And when I got to know my mother, she didn't have any talk. She couldn't talk about it. She either. She didn't have any. We didn't know what to ask each other. We had a very good relationship, me and my biological mother, but we just were together. I was visiting her in Oslo twice a year, and we talked a lot on the phone, and we were over there for holidays, or she was very happy when I got my children. So we had a very good relationship, but we didn't have the language for adoption.
Okay, I understand.
So yeah, so it was a
I'm
very big sorrow for her and a big sorrow for me. But now, in after time of her death, and when I learn my part of my life, I see that it's a very sad story. Yeah,
Indeed, it is. I mean, it's so many unhealed traumas here that you have to deal with. Unfortunately, probably for the rest of your life, and you have to learn to live with it. But
yeah.
despite it all, you have you wanted to have children on your own. And what did that desire mean to you, and how did it connect to your adoption story yourself, do you think?
At first, when I was thinking about getting children, I was thinking about children in general. I was very afraid because I met my husband, who is with me today. We've been together since I was 21,
That's good.
and yeah, and we wasn't talking about children the first 10 years of our relationship, because I was afraid to get children. I didn't know what to do, what to expect, how to be as a mother. I was very afraid to give birth. And then we was talking about it because I felt inside that have to have children. I wanted children. The body talked to me, as I think many women feel at a certain time. And then we talked about adopting, and but no, I was thinking about that too. We got the papers and everything, but no, something inside me told me now I have to have my own. And it was very strange. I just wanted to say this because it means a lot to me, or that when we was in that process to established that we wanted both to get our own children, we were out driving one day, and I was just sitting like this and look out the window, was a nice day. And I was thinking about this with what we do with the children's questions, and we think that I was thinking about myself and do I want to do this? And suddenly there came a male voice from the heaven. I don't know. I'm not a believer, but I think there is someone who's taking care of me someplace. And that was the first sign. I had some signs later on when I was in different difficult situations, but this was the first. And the male voice said in my right ear that it's okay now. You can have your children. It's okay. It's going to be all right. And yeah, it's affected me a lot. And I remember I turned my head around to my husband and said, I think it's okay now. We can have children. I wanted to. And then he just said, okay. Yeah. And I told him later on with that voice then. And I also written it to my daughter in her book. You make a book with the story and when you get them and pictures and different things. Yeah, and told I written down what became the decision to get her, our first girl. We had 2 girls today, and I was 33 when I get my first girl.
33.
Yeah.
That's good.
So it's big for me, and I couldn't give birth to her in a normal
Circumstances. Yeah.
So I couldn't think about it again to give birth. So I told my doctor I have to have C-section, and he supported me. And he wrote some letters to the hospital, and I was in and out of the hospital to different meetings with different doctors who all 5 of them I was talking to said that you are well, you can give birth in a normal way. So they didn't want to give me a C-section. But, and that's very strange. I never had any answers to that. I sat with the last doctor and I had 5 weeks before I was due. And he said to me, no, I think you have to do it in a normal way. And I told him, I was crying, and I told him, we wanted to adopt, and then we changed our minds and we wanted to have our own. And then I said I was adopted myself. And suddenly he just changed. And he gave me the paper I needed. He wrote his name under the paper, and I got my C-section. And
Yeah.
then I cried some more because I was happy. Yeah. So I was very happy. But I feel like everything that happened to me and things I wanted to happen in my way, I have to fight for so hard. And that's the way I think I live my life. I just, I had to just get on and have some goals and do the things I wanted to do for myself. If I want something, you have to do it yourself. So
Yeah, nothing comes easy.
No.
Especially when you have a lot of traumas you're not aware of in your system.
Yeah.
But it's good. I mean, you have had your husband, you have had a good life there, and you have 2 children, right?
Yeah.
So it ended pretty well when you think about the circumstances. I'd say. I think we can, this is a big thing. You found your biological mother when you were 20. Can you tell us about how and the experience about that? It's something that I think an adoptee can never really be ready for.
No, no, I wasn't ready, but again, I just decided I have to do this because I wanted to find out who I am, who gave birth to me. And my mother wanted to visit me, and she wanted to see me because she had waited for me since I was 18, because she knew that the law opened up for that we as children could search for our parents from 18, since we were 18. And I was 20, and she was very happy. She counted all the birthdays, because when I was 18, she was hoping that I was contacting her.
That's
So,
nice.
yeah, I was very happy for that. And she was happy, and we met in Bergen. She came over with the plane, and we
Where did she
spent
live?
all. She lived in Oslo, and she came over one Saturday for early in the Saturday, and we spent all the Saturday together. We ate and we talked, and we just got to know each other, started to get to know each other, and we was very alike. So I think that was a nice thing to see. And she was very happy to see me. I was very interested, and she wanted to invited me to Oslo. But I think that was a very sad thing she said. That was I wanted to invite you, but I have a man I lived with, and I have a daughter, and they don't know about you. So if they want you to come to visit, you can. If they don't want, you can't.
Yeah, that must
So
have hurt. Must have, yeah, been a very strange and hard feeling to take in.
yeah, it was because, and then I think from her side, it was to protect herself. I think because she wasn't sure that I was gonna take gonna contact her. So I think the shame followed her, and I think that's very sad. But I don't know. I couldn't. I told her later because they wanted me to come. So I've been there, as I told earlier. I've been there in all my years. I traveled over there, and I got a nice relationships with all of those three persons: my sister and her husband, my mother's husband, and my mother. And it's very nice to be there. But I always felt that she was like a aunt, because I think we didn't had the language to talk about adoption and what it done to us. So I think I was very happy to be with her, but I I couldn't tell her how it felt. I don't know. I can't explain it.
You know, both are
But
traumatized after being separated, so I think it's a big blockage there,
yeah,
which is very hard to get through.
yeah, I
And so
think
many
that.
years lost, and the whole connection get erupted after 9 months when you are inside of this your mother's womb, and then you come out to this world, and then you get separated, and then it's a big trauma. And to
Yeah,
just have a happy reunion and an ending is hard, you know, to get through all these
yeah,
emotions. I'm
yeah,
guessing.
yeah. It is, and that's another story. I don't want to take the place in here to start with all that knowledge, what it does to a child to lose their mother. That's devastating for every child, and that's another story, because
Yes.
that's a big yeah. But yeah, I am was with her. I I visited her the last time I saw my mother. I wanted just to tell that, because that was after that, after she died. Then I realized how what it did to me, and how much she meant to me, and what we had together, and how she looked at me. I discovered that in now in after she died, as I said. And I was visit her in the end of May last year, and she was at um, old people's home, or
Yeah,
what you
elderly
call,
home. Yeah,
yeah.
hospitals
And
and
she,
everything.
yeah, and she had dementia, but she recognized me and we talked, but she couldn't talk as long as we wanted because she gets so tired. But she recognized me and we talked, and she always looked at me as I was the best in the world. And that's very big for me, because I think now in after time that she was the only person that never asked or said anything negative about me. She always looked at me as I was the best, as I said, and I never did anything wrong with in her eyes. I just was myself. And I apologized many times because I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't called you in a time." And no, don't apologize, he said, because um, I'm not as good as well as call every time or every other week, or we don't have to have some rules about that. We call when we wanted to. And many times when I did call, and or her called me, I could tell her, or the other way around, that we have to think about each other. And she said, "Oh, I was thinking about calling you today, and then you called." And I could say the same. And now I think about that too. I think that's emotional for me too. And I was with her, with my niece and my husband, and took all the job, because she died the 10th of June last year. And I went over to Oslo and was with those two people, my niece and her husband, in nearly 2 weeks. And we took all the work to get her place, and we bought all the things we had to do. We had speeches made, we did everything, and she get a very nice service in a nice place. And I was very happy to participate in all that and see that she was well taken care of, and her husband loved her very much. So
She had lived a very good life then, or
yeah, despite of
yeah, despite of everything.
our story, yeah. So, but she had
That's
her
good.
sorrows and griefs because of that. But yeah, I was very happy for that, and it was very safe for me to be there, because I also have my niece, and my niece is the only blood that I am contacted with today, as my own niece in my blood.
Okay.
Yeah, she is 24 today. Is lovely person. I love her very much, and we became much more in touch and much closer in that process. And
Yes.
she was very attached to her grandmother as well, because my mother was very nice to her. She was very loved her grandchild very much. So and now when I look back at all that and my mother in general, so I think I know she loved me very much, and I know I loved her, and but I couldn't see it and understand it before now, a year later. So now I can actually rest in that and say that I have a mother. She loved me. She wanted to have me, but I couldn't be with her because of all the circumstances and the society and all the shame. And no, I think I just take all that in, and I'm glad I got to know her. That's the main thing for me now.
What do you
Yeah.
think has been the biggest lesson or realization for you in all of this?
Um, I think when I look back today and all I've been through and what I was putting through, so I have found out that I have, and I think that this is a big thing for me because I don't understand how I am on my 2 feet today. But I think I found out in late of 2023 that I have ADHD and I also have complex PTSD. And I know that has affected me all my life. But it gave me answers to how it's been difficult. And at the same time, I think the ADHD have helped me. One of the things that helped me to get on and just do what I had to do in my life, and also helped me to today find out about my life. I learned what I have inside of sorrows and trauma and all the things that happened. And I think I know now who I am, despite of all this. And I taken also 3 years in school to learn emotional IQ. Now it's a bit emotional, and what do you call it? Emotional kunskap.
Yeah,
Emotional knowledge.
yes,
Emotional,
to become a therapist yourself.
yeah,
And
in
help
emotional
others.
knowledge. Yeah. So indeed, in those 3 years, I learned very much about myself. I could go through everything. I got therapy, I gave therapy, I talked a lot about it, and I learned a lot. And that helped me to, what can I say, to come to the other side of me, to understand that I am
It's a
good
lot of
enough
work.
as I. It is. It's been going on now for nearly 5 years.
Yeah.
So now I feel that I can say that I am a better person, and what I learned have done me to a person that can meet other people. I want to give my knowledge. I want to see people. I want to help, because I have a lot of knowledge with me, because of my life, because of my school, my education, and altogether, I think that I am happy now to say that I can stand on my 2 feet and say, this is me, Ingrid, and I know that is good enough.
That's very good. I'm
Yeah.
very happy for you.
Thank you. And I just want to say one thing, and that who I am. I also want to say, and I think that's very important, I met so many people in my journey, and one of those are you, and all other people who are seen me and approached me and taken me in and become friends of me, and in many different ways, and in my, what can I say, in the adoption community. I met so many nice people, as I said, and I don't know, it's healed me. It's people who have helped me to be healed, and also a part of who I am today. What I have learned, what they have given me, what I can give them, that they say that I am okay, that they get help from me, that they think it's important or it's interesting to talk to me. And that gave me very much, that gave me strength, and that gave me, that do something with me that I wanted to continue with my work. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have been on other podcasts. That's how I actually learned to find out about you, and you have been very brave sharing your story, and that definitely inspire other adoptees to do it too. which is very important. And today, and it's been for the last several years, that unfortunately there's not been any support system for adoptees in Norway. So we basically have to heal and help ourselves. And challenging as you are describing that has been and is for us, is also very nice to come together and share stories and basically find someone who are in the same situation. And people are dealing with it in a lot of different ways, and people are also some people have had not much problem of their stories in their past, but a lot of people have had and still have. And I think that you and other people, people are coming out more about telling their stories. It probably will be more recognized, and hopefully things will change, and it will be more help out there. So if someone listening on this episode has gone through something similar, feeling lost, disconnected, or searching for identity, what would you want them to know?
I think that it's very important to talk to other adopted people. That connection, maybe get in some groups. And I told from some other adoptees, and I experienced myself, to talk with other adopted people are the most important thing. To meet others, someone has more knowledge than others, and then we learn from each other and build each other up, and we be there for each other. And I think that's the most important thing. And together we can, maybe, as you do, we did this podcast, we can get out this knowledge, and we can share, and we can tell that it's been difficult. And I think everyone has its own story, and someone doesn't think it is a problem to be adopted, and that's okay too. My journey has been, I don't know, I can't describe it. It's been very difficult. I can tell many things, but I don't do that now. I don't want to do that now. But I think that's to find someone to relate to and be
Yeah,
together with. Yeah,
I agree. It helps because you feel very alone with a lot of different hard
yeah,
emotions to cope with, and also when you are totally alone with it, it can affect your whole life in a in a very bad way.
yeah.
Um,
If you don't have the, if you don't know how to speak about it, you have to learn to speak about. You have to learn the language. You have to know,
yes,
to have the questions. And if you don't know, and if you don't know yourself, how can you ask those questions? How can you know? How can you know that it is difficult to be you? Or you have questions, and you don't have anyone to go to.
no, it can comes in a lot of different symptoms, which can be a headache to pain in the body to being depressed or having panic attacks and anxiety. It comes in all those type of symptoms, and as we both know, when those things are not being taken seriously, it will just be worse, and it will just spiraling down to uh, maybe a place where it can really ruin your whole total life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
yeah. Can I say something?
yes, of course.
I was just thinking about that because of um, the development of a baby's brain. If you don't have the right development because you lose your mother and all that afterward, you don't get the right connection in your brain. In my experience and in my life, it become to that I couldn't manage school, I couldn't manage education, I was just in all my 20s up to 31. I just survived in my life. I didn't have any quality in my life, and I didn't get any help. So I just stayed home at most. One time I was thinking about, I don't know what it was the point of living. So I was just wondering what kind of window could I jump out of. I didn't see any solution. So it's been very difficult. And my adopted parents didn't understand anything. They wouldn't talk to me. So in that case, I was alone too, in that period of my life. And then it's where I was I was working and I couldn't work. And when I was, I don't know, maybe 41 or 42, I had to just say I can't work, because then I can't take care of my family. So I'll take care of my family, or I have to work. What can I do? And I was very fortunate that a lady in the public office, NAV, told me that she understand me, and she gave me the papers, and I could relax and be home in my family and take care of them, and didn't have to go to work because I couldn't make it. So yeah, that's my experience in life, because my start in life ruined my development. And then I take it back today. I feel I take it back today as much as I can manage, and I'm happy for that.
And that's also always an ongoing process to try to live and have it the best as you can have it. I think that what you were saying there is like it's not much knowledge about it, at least where we are from in Norway, apparently, that when we think about, or at least it wasn't before, when you, like you said, when it comes to a child's brain, because with a lot of traumas and stuff, you will start to dissociate, and you will just feel very strange and very numb. It's a way for the whole system to cope with all the hard feelings and emotions that are inside of you. And I think maybe in your case, I felt the same in a lot of ways, because when you are going asking for help and you won't be met with understanding and stuff, but also being be in a way, it feels like being abandoned in one thing, and be taken away and separated from your mother is one thing. And if it can feel a lot of ways, a lot of times, that you get betrayed all over again when these emotions aren't met with understanding and knowledge. And that's been very hard for me, at least, to cope with those type of things too.
Yeah. And when you find out when you are an adult and
In your
start to
case,
find
yeah.
out,
Especially.
so it was a big
Double betrayal, I would say, in your
yeah.
case, because it was kept a secret and everybody knew. People you trusted your whole life and stuff. That must have been, I cannot even imagine how much pain that much have felt.
No, I can't imagine too. I can't use the words for it, but I know today, when I then find out through my knowledge that I read and that I heard, I think it was a very big thing that I found out. It was a Norwegian psychologist who had a small video on YouTube, and then he talked about how the can I say, psychologists, psychiatrics, helping system, how they don't go into different kind of cases. Like, for example, adoption because it costs money, it takes
Yeah.
time, you have to have extra education maybe, so they don't do it.
It's
So
a lot
when
of
you
reason
came
for
to
it.
them and they don't, and you said you are adopted, they don't know, and they don't say they don't know
No,
either.
they
So
don't.
yeah,
In my case, I've been in the best institutions, psychiatrical places, hospitals in Norway, and they never, even when I said to them I'm adopted, and they never acknowledged or addressed that situation. Not at all. They looked past it, so we never really came anyway
no,
for years. It's been very hard, and it's been a tremendous loss of in my life when it comes to work and relationship and life. Like when you, likewise as you were sharing, I also been in a very dark place where I also was extremely suicidal, and it's just a miracle that I'm actually here today. So yeah, it is. So
I'm
yeah.
I'm glad you
Um,
are here now.
yeah, I'm glad you are here too. You're very strong.
Yeah, yeah,
So
thank
I
you.
think that yeah, this question is: do you have any dreams today? What's your plans forward in life now?
My dream is now to get my uh, my mental health in place. I'm working on it, and then I want to start to be a therapist. I'm
That's
talking
very good.
to I'm looking forward to that. I'm talking to different people in the community of adoption, and I think I am already a resource for them.
You are.
And I think I can do, and then starts maybe over in next year. In starts of next year, I want to start up for myself in the adoption community. Specialty is my become adoption for
That's
my
very good.
therapy. Yeah, so I wanted to do that, and that's my goal. And then I finished my 5 years, because when I started this journey with myself, I set 5 years, and I wasn't aware of that I'm going to go to school, because I don't think I couldn't do it. I couldn't learn. I think I was dumb. But I've learned now that I'm not dumb. I've learned a lot, and I read, and I talk to people. People want to talk to me and said it's interesting, and I'm I'm not going to repeat myself, but I've discovered that I can learn, and I can give something out. I can be something for people. I can help myself to be better and understand things. And yeah, I have become a better mother for my two daughters. I think I can talk better to them, and I think they see me as a yeah. They always loved me, but I think that's the way I talk to them now. I feel yeah, they are more open, want to tell me things, and yeah, it's been in every corner of my life. It's been better with my knowledge and I want to say today, I am me, and those who don't like me or don't want to talk to me, it's okay. I can take that. I can't do anything about that, but I can do anything. I can do something with myself, and I can be the best person I can be. Yeah.
That's very good, and I'm very glad. And it seemed like you came out of the dark soul of the night. And a lot of times, only the wounded can heal, and you are definitely one of them. Fortitude means strength. What kind of methods have you used against adversity? Motgang.
In my life,
Yes, or if you have a bad day or something, do you have any advices to give?
um, I think I think it's very important to feel, if you feel down someday, or you think you feel that something is not good today in my life, or I feel down. I think it's very important to acknowledge it for yourself, and listen into yourself and ask, what is it today? What is it that make me feel down today? And if I don't have an answer, I just feel in it, and maybe I take a phone to someone I love, someone I think I can speak to or talk to, or can tell me something and talk about something else. That's always helped me. And yeah, uh, I think that's the social thing for me. It's the best thing. But I like to be alone with my thoughts, but I can speak to people and they can build me up again, and I can do the same with others. So I think that's a strength for me in my life, and I use it. And I tell
That's
people
very good.
yeah, and I wanted those people to know that that they can help me, and we tell each other how it is, and that's important too.
Indeed, it is, and it's very good to have surround yourself with good people who build you up. Um, I think it's also important to say now that we know that international adoption is one thing, national adoption in your case is a different thing, but we are a lot of adopted people who are dealing with the same symptoms and problems today when it comes to complex PTSD, emotional personality disorder. National adopt is blend in because they look like ethnical Norwegian, obviously. So they have been more
Hide.
invisible, hide,
Yeah. Mm.
and compared to us who are international adopted. So
Mm.
in a lot of ways, you have not even been acknowledged at all in a lot of cases.
No.
Not at all. So I think that's definitely been a lot worse when it comes to that aspect of it as well. I think it's important to say that, and I think it's also important to mention that you and your colleague Hosanne, you have created organization, Adoptert Sammen, Adopted Together is an organization where there are people, it's a support group, I'd say, and you can share knowledge. And there are meetings, couple of months, no, couple of times every month.
Yeah.
And there is a place where people at least can um, come and talk online with other adoptees and share their stories and be some kind of a support group. And
Mm.
later on, you and Hosanna will hopefully be on the podcast. So we're going to talk more about the whole thing there and the organization. But for now, where can people find that organization now if they really feel they need to get some support or?
I just wanted to say we are not yet become an organization. We are just a group. So it doesn't cost anything to be with us. We are on Facebook, and it's called Adopted Together, Adopterte Sammen. And everyone who is adopted can come and join us and be with us, and we can share things on the forum. And we are, as you say, on Teams 2 times a month. And yeah, we can share, and we can feel that we have a connection, and we have somewhere we can be. And there are a lot of adopted people who came into the group, and they said this is the first time I talked about my adoption. This is the first time I know that there is something with me in my life that is something that I have to look at, because I didn't know what what is my story. How does this adoption? What has it done to me? And then, so as you say, talk to others in different countries. We are from all over the world, and it's very interesting, and it's very nice, and it's very comforting. Yeah, and you learn a lot when you
Yeah,
be in that group. Yeah,
it's nice and safe place to be. Yes.
yeah.
Is there anything else you think we have forgotten to talk about, or?
I think we have covered most of it. Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think we have been through the things we talked about, we wanted to go through.
So then I just
Yeah.
want to say thank you a lot for being so brave and honest about your story. It will inspire a lot of people, and you manage good in life, so other people can too. It's some hope there. So
Thank
that's
you.
very good.
Yeah, it is a hope. It is hope, and it's I'm always say that if I talk to people, and I use it to myself too, that if you get to know your own story and you see things have been difficult, and I know what that is. And I think that do you want to be there where it's difficult, or do you want to do something about it to go further on in life to be happy or get it better? I think that's very important to take with you if you wanted to have a good life, because I think that's very important. Not let
It's
the past decision, the past is the past. Take it with you, but try to do something better with it.
yeah,
You
not
learn and you can go on further on. And then it's very important to say that can you do easier with someone who understands you.
yeah, most definitely. And
Yeah.
don't let your hard past become your future in a way. You can always work with things, but it requires a lot of work
It does,
and
and
patience.
it's difficult. Yeah,
It's
it's
not
the
easy.
sorrow, and it's no, we don't know.
Yeah,
So
it's a lot of
you know that
process.
too. Yeah,
Oh yes, I
yeah.
do. So yes, I think this was a very good episode. So thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you. If you liked this episode, it would mean a lot if you liked, shared, and subscribed, and left a comment with any ideas how to improve the podcast. All of this would really help the podcast grow. Thank you for your support.